Okay, so let's talk about something really specific but also super important. If you have age-related macular degeneration and you're a smoker, or even if you used to be, buying an eye vitamin is a much bigger deal than you might think. We're going to break down exactly why and how to get it right.
So you're standing in the pharmacy, right? And you're looking at this just wall of bottles. All of them are promising to help your eyes. You're trying to do the right thing, but honestly, it's completely overwhelming. But here's the thing. For anyone with a smoking history, there is one little detail that changes everything. There is an ingredient hidden in plain sight on a lot of those labels that you absolutely have to know about.
So let's get right into it. The ingredient we need to talk about is beta-carotene. And it sounds so wholesome, right? You think of carrots, antioxidants. What could possibly be wrong with that? Well, for current and former smokers, the story is actually very, very different.
On the surface, yeah, beta-carotene seems totally fine. It's the stuff in carrots that your body turns into vitamin A. But the problem isn't eating a carrot. The problem is when it's concentrated into a high-dose supplement. That's when a history of smoking completely changes the safety game.
And look, this isn't just some vague theory. This is based on serious, large-scale scientific research. A couple of huge clinical trials discovered a really clear link between taking beta-carotene supplements and a higher risk of lung cancer, specifically in people who smoke or used to smoke. The thinking is that in the environment of a smoker's lungs, the supplement can actually backfire and end up fueling the very thing it's supposed to fight. And hey, you don't have to take my word for it. This warning comes straight from the top. The National Eye Institute, the very people who ran the studies, they couldn't be more direct about it. Their advice is crystal clear. If you have a smoking history, you need to avoid the old formula and choose the new one instead. Which brings us to the main point of confusion in that pharmacy aisle, the difference between ARDS and AREDS2. I mean, they sound almost exactly the same, but that little number 2 is probably the most important thing you need to look for on that bottle.
Okay, here it is. The key difference is actually super simple. The original ARDS formula has that beta-carotene we've been talking about. The newer AREDS2 formula was specifically created to be safer for smokers. And how did they do that? They swapped out the beta-carotene and replaced it with lutein and zeaxanthin. These are two other great antioxidants that are much, much safer for this group. That's it. That's the single most important change.
So why do so many people get this wrong? Well, because front labels are just marketing, right? They're vibes. I had a friend buy a bottle just because the front proudly said clinically studied, which it was. It was just the older, riskier formula that was studied. You've got to learn to ignore all the shiny words on the front and just turn the bottle around. The truth is always in the supplement facts.
All right, so enough about what to avoid. Let's flip this around and talk about what you should be actively searching for. Because there is a clear, safer choice, and it's called the AREDS2 formula.
Think of this as your new shopping list. When you turn that bottle around and look at the supplement facts, these are the 6 ingredients you want to see. You've got vitamin C, E, zinc, a little copper, and of course our 2 safer heroes, lutein and zeaxanthin. This is the modern, recommended, and safer formula.
Now I know what some of you are probably thinking right now. Okay, but I quit smoking ages ago. Do I still have to worry about this? And that is a really, really good question. And the answer is a hard yes. The research that flagged this risk, it specifically included former smokers. So the absolute safest, simplest rule of thumb is this. If you have any meaningful smoking history in your past, just choose the AREDS2 formula without beta-carotene. Period. No need to overthink it.
Okay, so now for maybe the most useful part of this whole thing. I'm going to give you a super simple tool you can use right there in the pharmacy aisle to make the right choice every single time. I call it the 30-second bottle audit.
It's just 3 quick steps. Seriously, it takes less than a minute. First, scan the bottle for the letters ARDES2. If it's not there, just put it down. Second, flip it over, look at the ingredients, and scan for beta-carotene. If you see those words, put the bottle back. And third, just glance at the serving size. A lot of these require 2 pills a day, so you just want to make sure you're taking the right dose. That's it.
And to make you even more confident, let's quickly go over the common traps that people fall into. If you know what to look out for, you'll be able to spot the wrong bottles from a mile away.
So here are the big ones. First, price. Sometimes the older AREDS formula is a couple of bucks cheaper. Don't fall for it. Second is tricky language. You might see vitamin A listed and not realize it's from beta-carotene. Third, the format. Those vision gummies are popular, but most of them are not the AREDS2 formula. And finally, just getting complacent. A brand might change their packaging, so you've got to do the audit every single time you buy a new bottle.
I want you to think about it this way. The biggest risk here isn't actually doing nothing at all. It's confidently taking the wrong supplement, month after month, year after year, thinking you're doing something good for your eyes when you might actually be introducing a risk. That one 30-second check in the aisle prevents a long-term mistake.
We have covered a lot here, from the science to the shopping aisle. So if you're going to walk away remembering just one thing, what should it be?
It's this simple idea. Buy with proof, not with hope. Don't just hope the bottle you grabbed is the right one. Don't assume the marketing on the front is the full story. Use that 30-second audit to buy with proof. Your health is way too important to leave it up to a guessing game. Thanks so much for tuning in.